You, of course, are listening to the MHA podcast. Why in the world would you play Isaiah McKenzie over your third-round pick, T. Higgins? Why? I like any quarterback that can make Will Fuller look good.
I love it. I think he's a top 20 receiver.
I mean, he is the Jamar Chase whisperer.
Oh, hell yes. Oh, my God.
You know, everybody loves Lamar Jackson.
Hated it.
I trust Derek Carr.
Come on. For real?
I know why you did. It's because you're crazy.
It's still the week and the games aren't even over yet. It's great. It's fantastic.
Fantastic.
It's fantastic.
Patrick Mahomes. Looks so good. Kyle Pitts was bad. It stank.
It's not my shebang. Justin Jefferson.
So good.
We could call him Russell Wilson if you want.
Ooh. Well done, sir. That is good stuff. All of those guys have more fantasy points than Tom Brady. I'm laughing, but I'm crying at the same time. It's terrible. Welcome in to another edition of the MHA podcast. Happy Wednesday to all those listening out there, if you're listening out there. Eric Lansing, Todd Diamond, Mikey Renault, hanging out this evening, just finishing, week 5? So let's look back at all the craziness of fantasy football, and there was a lot of it, so it should be fun to talk about. Gentlemen, Wednesday night, didn't do it Tuesday night. Some of us were still a little persnickety after some baseball on Tuesday, but here we are on Wednesday. How you guys doing?
All right. Ready to, air it all out. Let's go. Let's do this.
I guess I'm not persnickety.
How come? Good evening?
Yeah.
Good week? You have to be. You
Yeah.
have to feel great right now.
Yeah, I guess out of the three of us, I probably should be, right?
Oh my God. Yep, you should. You should feel incredible right now. So,
I feel fantastic.
I guess we should get into it. But first, how about some news?
I don't understand what the news is. It's just like, hey, here's a bunch of you can't fix that happened that was horrible.
Well, time for some news. But first, let me bring up my correct notes here. Here we go. All right, how about some trades? Not in our league, because no one trades in our league. But the Atlanta Falcons traded for Van Jefferson. I don't know if it's fantasy worthy or not. But okay. All right, Van Jefferson on the Falcons.
It's an old Todd favorite.
It is. Todd, you excited about Van Jefferson with the Falcons?
No, because I need Drake London to catch passes, not Van Jefferson. The hell, people. The hell.
Nobody catches passes there, Todd. I think you're okay.
Yeah, true. They just give it to Bijan Robinson.
Hey, you should have drafted him. All-pro wide receiver Justin Jefferson hits the IR, dealing with a hamstring injury, so he'll be out for at least 4 weeks. It must be something more serious. There's no timeline for his return. I mean, obviously hamstrings are difficult to manage, but Miles' first-round pick on the shelf for a little while. How about an injury to another all-pro player? Travis Kelce left his game early on Sunday, did come back to finish the game, but has been limited in practice and questionable against the Broncos on Thursday. Mikey, does that matter? If Kelce doesn't play, do the Broncos have a chance?
No, they don't
Okay.
have a chance. It doesn't matter if he plays or not.
Agreed. Austin Eckler, that Chargers running back who's been dealing with ankle injury since week 1, could play in week 6. Could be good for NWA. Keep an eye on that. Devin Achane set to miss multiple weeks with a knee issue. Not good for Lion Rip, but good for guess who? The luckiest owner in the league, the Hot Tamales, who has Raheem Mostert, who will probably get all the reps.
Whoa. What are you talking about luck?
Oh, let me get there, and we'll talk about it. Arizona placed their starting running back on the IR. James Conner will miss multiple weeks and will have to head to Cooper Cousins' bench. Doesn't really matter. Dude almost scored 200 points this week. More running back news. Javonte Williams was a full participant in practice and could be ready to go in week 6. Kilgore Trout, some good news for him because he definitely could have used him last week. Any other thing that I missed? I didn't see too many stuff from today. I mean, I did type a lot of the script yesterday, but I didn't see anything new. Anybody else?
No, not that I
No,
can
No.
recall.
Nope.
me neither. I didn't really see anything else, so I'm just double checking. Okay, well, let's get into the week 5 recap, and we'll start out with the Lion Rip squad who blows out the Chad Powers fan club. Lion Rip got his boy Cooper Cup back, and he reached double figures. Devin Achan, who you mentioned just went on the IR, remained hot. He scored 20 points. His free agent pickup, Jaleel McLaughlin, boy, that worked out, 16 more points. Miles' squad just got 20 from Dak Prescott because he sucks, as I mentioned, from the last few years. Just 4 from Jefferson. As we mentioned, he left his game early. And how about Nico Collins, who finally hit the ground? 4 points. Nico Collins has been tearing it up through his first few weeks of the season. One-sided affair, Lion Rip, 137-70. Tough scoring day for Chad Powers fan club. Cooper Cousins remains undefeated after scoring the most points this week. Dylan's team piled up 192 points. Another great week from his Bears. 55 from Justin Fields and 13 from Cole Kmet. How about three touchdowns and 42 points for Jamar Chase? I guess he's all the way back. 33 points from Travis Etienne and 22 points from Panthers starting wide receiver Adam Thielen. Gonzo Cats, the defending champs, falls to 1-4. Who had a rough day, just 1 point from Michael Wilson, 7 from Derrick Henry, 5 from Evan Ingram, and 5 from Tony Pollard. Cooper's Cousins now 3-0-2 after his win. The NWA matched a season high with 158 points to shut down the Butterfingers 158-98. 37 points from DJ Moore set the tone from Thursday night. Jacoby Myers went nuts for 16. How about Curtis Samuel, rising from the dead, puts up 15 points. Butterfingers got 51 points from his San Francisco quarterback, Brock Purdy, but 1 lonely point for Devonta Smith, 2 points from some guy named Patrick Taylor, and 3 measly points from Matt Breida. Butterfingers now 1-3-1, NWA 3-2. Todd, you want to say anything about your matchup?
Well, but not it'd be nice if Devonta Smith, they would throw the ball to him a little bit more. That'd be nice.
Or had better guys
no,
than Patrick Taylor and Matt Breida.
Well, again, I always say running backs are not a dime a dozen, and that waiver wire just every week just gross. But I digress. I feel like my team. I'm going to use an analogy here.
Bad.
My team is like a Rubik's Cube. Okay, so bear with me here. I've got one side is McCaffrey. One side of the cube is McCaffrey and Purdy. Okay, all lined up perfectly. They're scoring double digit points. Obviously, like with no problem at all. Then you have another side with Mike Evans and Devonta Smith. Mike Evans, big surprise. So half of the cube on that side is lining up, but Jalen Hurts doesn't feel like he wants to throw the ball to Devonta Smith. They're all going to AJ Brown. Gross, but whatever. Then on the other side, then you got Aaron Jones and Drake London. Okay, Aaron Jones. We all, regardless of whether I think he's the greatest running back since in the world, but he's still Aaron Jones still is capable, all that. But Drake London at times, because obviously that Falcons offense, just I don't know, they just want to give the ball to Robinson and whatever the case may be. Even though he can move the sticks, but whatever the case may be. And then obviously I could tight ends, I just find one that sticks or whatever, or just play roulette with it. I don't care, whatever the case may be. So that's how I feel like my team is, it's like a Rubik's Cube, because I think I've got the right players there. I've got, top players, and just, I don't know. It's just not working. It's just not working at the moment. So I don't know what to do. So there you go.
See, therein lies the answer. It's a user problem. It's not the team's fault. It's the person that can't put the Rubik's Cube together's problem.
Damn it, I'm so confused right now. So it's like your team is bad because Jalen Hurts doesn't know how to do the Rubik's Cube. Is that what I'm?
No, I'm just saying it's just trying to. I'm trying to like at times with Devonta Smith, 15, 16 points, and then you get it, and then you get, I get 1 point from him. So it's a lot of things. But I just feel like the Rubik's Cube, that's how my team is right now. It's one side of it's good, one side of it's getting there, but then the other side is, I can't figure it out. Yes, it's a me problem. It's a me problem because I don't know what to, I think I have the right answers and I don't. So, there you go.
Sometimes I wonder what Todd's going to say. I never expected the Rubik's Cube talk. Let's continue on with the recap. Let's talk about the luckiest owner in the league, the Hot Tamales. Those dudes played Zach Wilson, and he still won this week. 26 points, and still won his third game of the season. How about George Kittle? Caught 3 passes the entire game, but guess what? All for touchdowns, 24 points. Diggs continues his great season, 18 points. Alvin Kamara, second straight week. I'll give Mikey credit on that one. Alvin Kamara, he drafted him early, and I didn't think he would be the shell of the guy he once was. And 2 weeks in a row, over 15. Eaton W's got production from his first round pick and Travis Kelce, 19 points, but really not much else from there. 5 from Garrett Wilson, 4 from Najee Harris, and 6 from Scary Terry. Eaton W is now 0-4-1. Mikey, what voodoo magic do you have that allows you to play Zach Wilson as your starting quarterback and you still win? I have to know the secret. Please tell me. Please share.
It's almost like I know. It's almost like I know what I'm doing. I'm pretty good at this.
You know how to put the Rubik's Cube together.
Oh. That's come on.
No, it's just you.
I want Mikey to put a completed Rubik's Cube as his avatar from here on out.
Quarterback.
If Mikey wins the championship, I'm going to give him a Rubik's Cube with Todd's face on every single box and square, because that would just be hysterical. Go ahead, Miguel.
It just goes to show, while quarterback is probably the most important position, it's about building a team. And that's what my team did, was collectively beat Kevin this week. It was solid performances by, my top 2 wide receivers. Both running backs were fantastic. And then my tight end with, 3 catches was pretty awesome too. So I didn't need Zach Wilson to do all that much. Believe me, I wanted Sam Howell, but I didn't get him on the waiver wire. But
who got him on the waiver wire?
That would be Kevin.
Did Kevin play him this week?
He did not.
No.
If he would have played him, would he have won?
He would have.
Yeah. All right. There you go. Some people can fix the Rubik's Cube, some can't. Yours truly, speaking of those who can't, a boring, low-scoring affair. Notorious CUP finds win number 2 in a 106-94 victory. Patrick Mahomes goes for 54. A.J. Brown, of course, we heard Todd say he had a good day because Devonta Smith didn't. He had 12 points, but not much else. But that's how bad the Lemonheads are. 27 points from his quarterback pickup and Joshua Dobbs. 6 points from CeeDee Lamb, who continues to disappoint. Bad week for Kieran Williams, just 7 points, and Christian Watson, just 7 points. There's not much else I'm going to say. Obviously, I'm going to be in line with the dough of the week with Kevin, because I didn't play Burrow, and he, of course, goes nuts. But that's just how the season's gone for yours truly. The Belt Sanders, top team in the league, folks. After taking down Kilgore Trout 152-132, Josh Allen comes through again in London. 58 points. Tyreek Hill ran wild over the Giants for 23 points. DeAndre Swift continued his good season, double digits once again. Joe's squad got 52 from Kirk Cousins and 16 from Nakua, but disappointed with Dalvin Cook's 2 points, because both Javonte Williams and Jahmyr Gibbs, were out of the lineup due to injuries. Kilgore falls to 3-2, and I believe 4-1 is the record for the top team in all of the MHA. We talked about the dough of the week. I'm just going to give it to me and Kevin. What do you guys think? We both did the same exact thing. Well, except I played the quarterback I picked up. He did not. And I tried getting Howell. So Kevin can also suck a fat one because if he wasn't even going to play him, he didn't even need to pick him up. I could have picked him up, played him, and won this week.
Wow, we got a suck a fat one on the podcast.
I got that one. Usually I'm the one that says that.
Right.
Okay, good. Fantastic.
We probably both deserve it. We both suck. We have one win amongst each other.
I'll say this: the Sam Howell thing. I didn't think Sam Howell was going to go up 65. I mean, I know the Bears are bad, but
every week, Todd. The Rubik's Cube. Can't get that one side. I don't think anybody thought he was going to put up 65, but the matchup was there. I was excited to get him because he racks up completions. I thought he would do well. I also thought Joshua Dobbs would do well. So what do I know? Anything you want to say, Miguel?
No, I agree. Those are the two candidates, you and Kevin.
Kevin, you and I suck. We both get the Doe of the Week award.
No.
Well, all right. How about we get into the Stars of the Week?
The cream of the crop. Nobody does it better.
Mikey, you had a good week. We'll let you go first. Who was good this week?
Okay. I'm going to do this one just for Eric.
Thanks. I appreciate that. It's so kind. And if you name an Oriole or a Texas Ranger, I'm going to stomp you into the curb.
No.
That would be.
I was going to give a shout out to Alan for playing Jordan Mason, the backup running back.
Bitch, that's just as harsh. Just as harsh.
For the San Francisco 49ers, who he played as a starter, and he ended up with 69 rush yards and a touchdown to get him 12 points on the way to win. Alan, you are incredible.
That's because that last touch that could have been a McCaffrey touchdown. That's some.
Wait, Todd.
Well,
Todd, come on, dude. Todd, you lost by 60. Okay, that last one could have been a McCaffrey touchdown. Was the 70-point touchdown he was missing?
Hey, you said 6 touchdowns when when Purdy was starting throwing touchdowns. Like hell yeah, but.
Well, Todd and math don't go together, so it doesn't matter. That's a good one to go. I hate you, but that's a good one. That's funny shit. I hate you so much, though. Todd, give me a star of the week. And if you say Christian McCaffrey, I'm going to stomp you into the ground.
No, I'm not going to say Christian McCaffrey. Freaking DJ Moore. My God. And I was high on DJ Moore, too. 3 touchdowns. Kidding me? We thought Justin Fields was going to be the end of the Bears and explodes for 3 touchdowns. Yeah, DJ Moore is. I don't know. They must have had an epiphany or something and said, "Yeah, let me throw it to my best wide receiver on the team and 3 touchdowns." So 37 points. Jeez. After that second one, I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna lose."
Yeah, that's right. DJ Moore. 230 yards receiving. Tough to have to deal with that on a Thursday night.
Yeah, that's the thing too, is those Thursday night games are a gift and a curse. They're a gift of like, hey, if it's your top players and like, okay, they're gonna get you, they're gonna get you a nice, big lead, 50 or 60 points or something like that or whatever. But if you're playing against it, sometimes it's a tough mountain to climb. Sometimes, as much as Purdy and McCaffrey, at least gave me a fighting chance. But
yeah, one name that I want to mention that stood out. I mean, there's a couple of players in Cooper's Cousins you can talk about, but I mean Travis Etienne, who piled up the points, 33. That's more than the last 3 weeks combined for the Jaguars running back. He 5th in total scoring this season because of that big old day. On the season, 80 points, 3 rushing touchdowns. He's kind of come along. He was a guy that I wasn't really sure about. I mean, when running backs start to get depleted in the draft, and I didn't really have a chance to get him, but he showed signs last year. It was short and sweet in some of those outings. He kind of fell apart late, but they seem to rely on him quite a bit, especially against Buffalo. In London, and to be able to put up those numbers is pretty good. And he's had a solid season. He's had some good weeks and some bad weeks, but big time game for Cooper's Cousins. Mikey, who else stood out?
Well, I'm gonna stick with Cooper's Cousins because I feel like I gotta give some love to Adam Thielen. I mean, this is now 4th straight week in double digits. 2 of them were 20 plus points, and he had 13 targets. Like, he's been like irrelevant for like the last 2 seasons and was great before that. I mean, I'm just wondering what woke him up now in his age 33 season to where all of a sudden he's really good again.
On a bad team, no less.
Yeah, I mean, and I guess he's the only guy that Bryce Young knows how to throw to, so there's that. Wow. Nice job getting him by Dylan, and yeah, it's leading him. He's still undefeated, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah, I think because I mean, a couple weeks ago, you look at his roster, like there's no way this team's gonna win, and he's figured it out, and he's scored 192 points, and then Adam Thielen. I mean, he's had some pretty amazing matchups with Seattle, Minnesota, and Detroit, but the old man's doing it. He got paid, and he's proven his worth to Carolina. Todd, give me another stud.
All right, I'm gonna go with one player off Mikey's team, George Kittle, and 3 touchdowns. I mean, I guess when it's your night, it's your night. And Purdy was like, "Yep, I'm gonna throw the ball to Kittle, and Kittle." So good on you. 24 points it's amazing too that's his first career. First in his career that he scored 3 touchdowns in one game. So good on you there, Mikey. Too bad those weren't to McCaffrey.
Oh my God in heaven!
hey,
Todd expects McCaffrey to score 50 points a game. 25 points, actually. 30 points, 20 points, 18 points. Never enough.
Yeah, exactly. He might be the
Maybe
he might be
work
the
on the rest of your
MVP.
team. McCaffrey can only do so much, sir.
Oh, I get Aaron Jones back.
Oh, here we go. Aaron Jones talk. Before we go into the Dutch, Jamar Chase, 41 points. 41 points through the first 4 weeks, 42 yesterday, or excuse me, Sunday. 15 receptions, 192 yards, 3 touchdowns. Pretty incredible. When he was sucking it up, I tried trading for him, and Dylan's like, "No, he's my best player." And I'm like, "Okay, that's fine. I understand. He's your first round pick." And he proved it this week. That's a ton of points for one wide receiver. Now let's get into the duds.
This is the worst. You are the worst. I hate looking at your face. I want to smash it.
I know whose face you want to smash. Tell me all about him.
Yeah, Devonta Smith. I want to smash his face. 1 point. 1 point. 1 point. Okay, let's move on. That's all I'm going to say about that. 1 point. 1 lousy point.
I mean, this was a guy who was, top 10 in our league a season ago? Mm-hmm. Any explanation, Todd? I don't know how many Eagles games you've watched.
I don't know if it's just the chemistry with Hurts and Brown are better. I don't know what it is. And at times I think Hurts wants to get the ball to Smith, but it's either he's getting double covered, whatever the case is. But I don't know what it is. I don't know why. You get it to your best player. I get that, but you gotta spread the ball around a little bit more. But I don't know. 1 point. I don't know how you explain that, because that's just bad. I mean, he was my 3rd round pick.
Your number 1
wide receiver. Mm-hmm. So again, the Rubik's Cube there.
The only thing I'll say is they haven't been throwing as much this year as they have last year. It seems like, I mean, obviously with DeAndre Swift running the ball pretty effectively, It seems like Jalen Hurts is running the ball a lot more. It didn't seem, I mean, fantasy wise, Hurts still had 54 points, but obviously he gets a lot of points off of rushing touchdowns and rushing yards. But maybe the passing numbers, I'd have to go back and look, but it just doesn't seem like they're airing it out. I mean, they're effectively running the ball and eating up clock and not giving opposing offenses a chance to light up the scoreboard. And if you don't have to score points because you're scoring points, but you're keeping the opposition off the scoreboard, then maybe there's something to that. I mean, I haven't seen every game, so I can't really throw that in as the exact reason why. But that's just kind of what I noticed the last game because we got to see some of that. But yeah, Devonta Smith, definitely surprising.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I think they they can try to get in the ball a little bit more, but what do I know?
Does that mean he's available to trade if people want him?
I mean, maybe I should go try to trade Devonta Smith for James Cook. Miles would probably bite on that.
For James Cook, huh?
Running backs, man. Running backs. Running backs.
Might be tough to trade Devonta Smith the way he's playing, but I mean, he still has kind of that fantasy name value, I guess. I don't know how people think in trades. Don't ask me that question. Mikey, the dud, who didn't do that well in week 5.
Okay, I'm going to cheat a little bit here.
I like cheating.
I'm
like the Astros, right?
Yeah, I'm going to say the Dallas Cowboys, and because they have their top 3 players screwed all 3 of their owners. Dak Prescott, 20 points, absolutely killed Miles. He had the lowest score of the week, maybe the year, with 70 points. CeeDee Lamb continues to struggle for Eric's, 1-4 team, 6 points. And then Tony Pollard, who has been pretty good, but only had 5 points this week. So, yeah, all the Cowboys pretty much sucked it up.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah.
It goes back, and I understand San Francisco's a good defense, but didn't the Cowboys come in with this idea that they were supposed to be better offensively? And now I've never been a Dak Prescott guy. You guys heard me on this podcast just belittle and crap on Dak Prescott because he is not a big-time game quarterback. But in a game when you're getting your butt handed to you, like there's got to be opportunity just to pick up yards and catches as you're trying to get back into the game. But they were so bad against San Francisco. They couldn't pick up first downs at all to try to get back into this game. It was pretty pathetic. Now, it's one game, and San Francisco, probably the Super Bowl favorite after that, but they made them look silly. And it affected all of us. It was not good. I mean, 2 of my guys were CeeDee Lamb and Tony Pollard, so Mikey was like right on top of it. One guy that we've mentioned that has not had a good year, and I know Mike and I talk about it almost all the time, I feel like, but Najee Harris continues to be terrible. But he's gonna have. But watch, he's gonna have a good week this week because I feel like that's what I do on every podcast. Is I say, "Oh, Cole Kmet, he sucks. Why does Cooper Cousins keep playing him?" And then he's had 2 good weeks in a row. So luckily, he's on a bye next week.
Yeah,
so never mind. It doesn't matter. Sorry, Kevin. I really tried hard to get him in, but here his point totals all year: 5, 5, 6. Oh, almost had double figures. 4, and. Remember 2 years ago, or is it 3 years now? He had 70 receptions as a rookie. I remember Todd knows that, but just because he didn't have 70 the next year, but 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. And even just like these numbers, 14 carries for 37 yards. It's just not good. I don't know what happened. I don't know what changed. I don't know if it was Big Ben that changed because obviously he's the one dynamic figure that left the team after Najee's rookie year where he was top 4 running back, top 5 running back. And now he has been, I mean, it's tough because one game he had 19 carries and so 14 carries and he's got a couple of targets and you're like, well, you can't not start him unless you have a better option. So I feel for Kevin. He's like, what can you do? We'll see what he does without him this week and who he starts, but it's not been good for the Steelers running back. It's not been good. Todd, you have another dud?
I'm gonna go with Garrett Wilson. Only 5
Crapping on
points.
Kevin
I
some
was,
more,
you
huh?
know,
I mean, 5
I
points.
was. I mean,
Not good.
yeah, no. You know, I obviously was really high on Garrett Wilson. I think one of my bold prediction, I think, was Garrett Wilson would finish in the top 5. Maybe I have
Is
to
it
go
top
back and double
5 or
check that.
number
But
1 overall? I don't have that off
no,
the
I
top of
think
my
yeah,
it was pretty high, but it's a bold prediction. It's okay.
yeah. But obviously, I mean, obviously, I was basing that bold prediction on the fact that Aaron Rodgers was going to be the quarterback too. So now, compared to Zach Wilson, so that kind of changes the dynamic a little bit. But um, that Jets team, they're going to battle, but I don't know. Garrett Wilson's point totals are going to keep going down, down, down at some point. Or if they go, somebody said they should go. The Jets should go trade for Kirk Cousins.
What?
But
What are you talking about?
that's what he said. Somebody said
Who's
on
somebody? Someone stupid
Smart.
like Stephen A. Smith? Why in the
No, I
world
think
would
it
the
was.
Vikings trade their quarterback?
That's what I said. Actually, I think it was Stephen A. Smith that said that, or Shannon Sharp, either one of those guys.
All right.
But
You guys, that's a
okay.
discussion for another
Anywho,
day. Mikey, do you have any other dud left? You wrapped up a lot with that Cowboys one.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of bad performances on Miles' team, but I mean, one of the guys that's actually been pretty good that wasn't this week was James Cook. I mean, he's been good all season, but I mean, this week he only had 4 points. The weird thing about it is he only had 5 attempts and he had negative 4 yards. It's like they got down in that game and they weren't
Yeah.
even down a lot, but they just stopped trying to run, which was weird. Um, yeah, and it
Well, I
just
guess
turned.
5 carries for -4 at some point. You take the hint. I don't. It seems odd because he's been
Yeah,
so good for him all year.
yeah, it just didn't. Not his week. I still think he'll be good, but yeah, not his week this week.
No, definitely not. Well, unless you have any other duds, I'm going to go into next week's matchup. So guess who gets to play each other? The Tamales and the Lemonheads. Fun. Great. Maybe you can start Zach Wilson again. Belt Sanders will take on Notorious CUP. Good old Todd Squad, Butterfingers taking on Kilgore Trout. Chad Powers Fan Club will take on the Gonzo Cats, the defending champs, hopefully looking to turn things around. Eaton W's versus Cooper Cousins. And then Lion Rip versus NWA. That's always been a pretty good rivalry, I would say. And then just going to week 6 here on the old NFL schedule. This looks like 2 teams are on byes this week, Green Bay and the Steelers. So no Christian Watson. Oh, no Aaron Jones. Oh, what are you going to do this week? No Najee Harris, as we mentioned. No George Pickens, who had a pretty good week this past week. No Jordan Love for, people who have him on the bench and never use him and never will. So that's what's going on, guys. Any last things you want to talk about this MHA fantasy football season?
Well, yeah, I just want to say I'm looking forward to the matchup between Kevin and Dylan because this is a continuation of their week 2 matchup where they tied. So this is going to this is going to decide who is the winner between the two.
Is it like soccer with an aggregate where it just kind of puts together the totals and then that decides who wins? Probably not.
No.
Rematch so early in the season.
Yeah, already. But
what happens if they tie again? Dylan picks up his 3rd tie of the season. Kevin picks up his 2nd. Is that the end all be all that makes us go into fractional scoring? Or are we having too much fun with these ties?
I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Because you don't have one yet. I would love to have some ties. I would eat up some ties right now.
Yeah, I mean,
But yeah, that's cool.
I don't know.
Rematch in week 6. Love
Yep.
it.
Plus, me and you is
Anti.
always a good matchup, whether you're crap or not.
It's rough, man. It's rough. Can't get my first round pick can't get on the field at all. My second round pick has Dak connected to him. I'll use one of Todd's terms. He's connected to Dak. Supposed to be good. Definitely not.
I never said
Well,
that.
no, I'm just you
I
say
never
that
said-
about reasons
Also-
why you like people. It's because they're connected to the guy.
Oh,
But Dak has not been good.
It's never easy on your end of it too, because I have a quarterback running on Monday night, that's always like the worst feeling. I feel like if you're facing an opposing quarterback on Monday night.
Here's how this is gonna go. And I'm looking at Mikey's roster right now. He doesn't even have Dallas in, so he expects the Chargers to run rampant on Dallas. He just got their butts handed to him. But I figured if he was going to run Dallas, somehow Herbert would still score 60 and Dallas would still score 30. But maybe that's not going to happen with Detroit now in his starting lineup.
I am Detroit's still in her for now. I'm still determining where I'm going on
Please
defense.
do it, because I would love to put in writing the bad luck for the Lemonheads this year, because that's exactly what would happen if you put him in against me. Herbert would still find 60 points with Dallas' defense still scoring 30 somehow. It's not technically allowed to happen in the real world, but in the metaverse that Mikey's living in right now, he knows exactly what universes to go to pick up Zach Wilson to win games. And then somehow Dallas would still score 30 points. I mean, it obviously could happen. Herbert has to throw a billion times and Dallas has like 3 touchdowns or something, but that's how I felt like it's gone every week this week or every week this season. Even just like, I'm never one to like be excited about injuries, but like Justin Jefferson going down, I was like, oh man, that's going to be great. It's going to be amazing for Jordan Addison, who's going to get all the reps, but now he's hurt. So it's like the heck, what's going on? I just cannot win for trying at all. But that's just how it goes. That's how it goes. And that's just a season. So I'm going to be talking about picking up McCaffrey or whoever Kevin takes. Him and I are going to be battling for that number 1 pick in 2024. Even though Yahoo still thinks I'm going to go 9-5.
9-5.
That's ridiculous. That ain't happening. But yeah, that's what I have to say. That's how it goes. I'm glad everybody else is having a good season. I hope you guys are having fun.
Todd, you ready for your matchup?
I am. I mean, I'm getting.
He's so confident. He is so confident. I mean, good for you. I'm glad you are.
I'll just have to. Gotta be a little. I mean, Kirk Cousins against the Bears. I mean, Kirk Cousins probably gonna light that defense up.
Keontae Ingram, folks. Todd picked up Keontae Ingram.
Yep, and he's going against the
has a total of 2 fantasy points all season long.
This is the Cardinal
in the starting
backup
lineup, and he's going to wonder why he lost this week. I'm sorry.
Well, him and Kilgore both have Cardinal running back, so we'll see which one gets the.
Oh, he does. Demercado?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, like I said,
that could change
wire.
if he gets Jahmyr Gibbs back, I guess. But
maybe he switches it up and he puts Javonte
Williams is supposed to be back. Yeah. What the fuck? Come on. You need to get, man. Don't listen to me, owners. Here's some advice. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to the Lemonheads. I have no idea.
Hey, I've tried.
So do your thing, Todd. You go with Keontae Ingram and win that fantasy week. Do it, son. Keep putting Drake. Keep putting Mr. What's his name? Drake London out there for trade. Keep doing it, man. Someone will say yes.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna keep on trying.
I love being bitter. It's the worst. Well, gentlemen, thanks for adjusting your schedules to my bitterness for my Orioles getting swept in the baseball playoffs. But good luck this weekend to everyone out there.
Yeah.
I
And
hope
if you're
you
bo-
and
I
what's
was
that?
just gonna say, if you're bored, then play with a Rubik's cube. That's
Yeah, there it is. It's probably easier than playing fantasy football. 100%. Unless you're tired.
probably. Yeah.
You're still trying to figure it out.
Yep.
YouTube it, baby. YouTube it. Well, that'll do it from us here on the MHA podcast. Todd, the Rubik's Cube Diamond. Mikey,
Yeah.
the luckiest mother effer on the planet. Renault and Eric, the unluckiest mother on the planet. Tuning out. We'll see you next week on the MHA podcast.